And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, another epic VeVe live stream. We just have one drop today. It is another blind box comic book drop. We have Uncanny Xmen issue number 200. Shout out to everybody joining the live today. We got Ronnie Lato early in the morning on the live chat. Said good morning, everybody. Good luck to all of you today on this drop. Good luck to everybody as well. I think this one's a pretty decent comic book. I like some of these covers, but overall, my feeling on this one, I don't think it's an absolute, must-have, holy grail. So if I get this one on the drop, my game plan for this one will be to flip a secret rare, ultra rare, if it comes out for a decent price. If the ultra rare, secret rares come out pretty low again, then I'll probably just hold on to it. But I do want to stack some gems, so my game plan, get a secret rare, ultra rare, get anything on the drop, hopefully. But if it ends up being a secret rare, I'll probably try to get in that marketplace right away as soon as it opens up, and hopefully get a flip near 1,000. See if I can get it, something like that. And then I expect the prices to probably fall back down a little bit more. We got 30,000 total editions for this comic book today. We have 21,000 editions for the common, 5,000 editions for the uncommon, 2,350 for the rare, 1,050 for the ultra rare, and 600 for the secret rare. So pretty much your standard issue for this comic drop. Nothing too crazy. I think this is going to be a great comic drop, just a good overall blind box for people who've been struggling on the drops. There's been a lot of people out there still struggling, so the collectibles for some reason seem to be a little bit easier for a couple people. I know a lot of people have been struggling on the comics, but hopefully it's not a 10,000 edition run anymore. It is a 30,000 edition total run, so I know comics usually sell out no matter what, but hopefully today, since it's not the most important holy grail type comic, a lot of people that have been struggling, hopefully are able to get this one. I got a feeling I'm going to be able to get another one, but who knows? Maybe I strike out today. You never know. Just Led, good morning. Good morning, Just Led. We got Journey in the building. Journey in the mystery. I'm going to go over what these look like real quick. This is the common for today. I do like the common. You got the uncommon. Got the rare. I like how he stands out. The ultra rare. And then the secret rare. So nothing too crazy about this one. Just your standard edition run. Predictions, I think, all depends on how the market opens up. If the market opens up when everybody has their comic distributed to them, I mean, it's probably going to come out pretty low and then maybe rise slightly. I don't think it's going to rise too much just because I don't think there's going to be that much demand. But if the market opens up like it normally does, when only a few people have their comic distributed to them, maybe even less than half the people who got one, that's when we usually see the prices come out in the market kind of high. And then if it's not too valuable of a comic book, even if it is kind of valuable, we see as more people get their comic book distributed to them, that's usually what saturates that market for the time being and brings the prices down a little bit. And then if it's a real valuable comic, the prices start to go back up, typically. I wonder who made Let's Go famous. I'm not too sure. I used to say Let's Go all the time in college. A lot of my buddies in college, it used to be our saying. Anytime something good just happened, we just yell out, "Let's go!" So, I mean, being in VeVe, it kind of just made it, transition perfectly. There's a couple other people that say "Let's go" all the time too. I think Butt Thompson. Shout out to Butt Thompson. Should have a "Let's go" off. Who has the best "Let's go"? I'm going to be going over the market prices in a little bit as well too. Maybe right now. I do have it up. The drop is in about 55 minutes. I think right now we're pretty much at a standstill. I don't think, there's too much movement going on. I think a lot of people are waiting for some of these catalysts to happen. Also, I think people are waiting for some drops to happen. Shout out to Rewind Collective. They just came out with a tweet not too long ago. Let's see if I can find it. They did delete their first tweet that said they were going to be dropping on March 30th, I believe. And they changed it to say now. Let's go. They retweeted my one tweet. Let's go. The Cleopatra on the golf course. Drop date has been changed to the 31st of March. Now, that's not official. Nothing's official until VeVe actually tweets it out. But you can see here, Rewind did say drop date has been changed to 31st of March. I'm pretty sure that's like a Thursday, which would be interesting. I thought you would think it'd be like a Friday, Saturday type thing, maybe Sunday, but we'll see what happens with that. You never know; things could be delayed again, so I wouldn't make or break it. Also, NFT Pirates has a video out today as well. I think it might be out right now. So, if you guys haven't tuned in, you guys know NFT Pirates by now. It's something I'm definitely going to be watching after this video. I think he just interviewed VeVe Magic. So that's if you guys want to tune that into that after this live stream, definitely tune into that. I'm going to be watching that. Yeah, Todd Batman, 5.4K. Got FA Joker, 640. Harley Quinn FA is 349. A lot of these prices are pretty much stagnant right now. I don't think there's too much buy pressure going on. Local scalper. You getting the secret rare today? Gonna stop asking if you think you're gonna get it because that's obvious. Let's get you guessing what edition you're gonna get. That's hilarious. You know what's funny about this local scalper? I've actually, when I say this, I'm not complaining because I've been blessed so many times. I've gotten ultra rare comics, I've gotten secret rare collectibles, but it's funny, of all the comic books that I have gotten on these blind boxes, I have yet to get a secret rare comic book on the drop. Isn't that crazy to think about? But once again, I'm not complaining because I've gotten secret rare collectibles. I got one secret rare out of the blind box already, the collectible, the Black Panther. But it's just crazy to me. Like, you would think by now I'd get a secret rare comic for how many times I hit. But we're saving that for the, DC comics one day, praying that they'll drop. Or maybe a huge another Marvel, classic comic. The Penguin's chilling at 559. We got my Nightwing down to 1.2. I don't want to get rid of it that low. I've been waiting for it to go back up to at least like 2K, 1.5-ish. Surprised it's not there yet. Joe M, 749 is the floor. We got the Becky Batman, 1.2K. What's the Rizzo at? Rizzo's at 10.5K. Black Panther Secret Rare chilling at 1.5K, 1.4. What's the comment? Comment at 74. I think when the market pumps up back again, I think that comment's going to do really well. Since 2011, wow. It's probably where everybody got it from. Secret Rare Snow Globe, 850 is the price. Thinking about it, I'm going to try to see if I can. Let's watch that NFT Pirates video together.
Behind every successful product, smart UX. Behind that, talented UX.
We have to be pretty confident that there's probably
I'm going to start this over from the very beginning here. Let's go. All right, now I just got to share my screen. This is the first time I'm going to be doing like a OBS settings on my StreamYard. Usually when I watch something like that or do the live streams, when I recap an AMA, I'll be on OBS. But I'm pretty sure I can do it. Just like this. Let's go. All right, let me know, fam. Can you guys see this? Let me check on my YouTube. Let me make sure it looks good. And if so, we'll watch the NFT Pirates live.
Let me check on my YouTube.
Hey, let's go.
Make sure it looks good.
And we got December Bitcoin in
And
the
if so,
building.
watch the NFT.
How we doing, December?
What is up, everybody?
Let's go.
Back at you again with another episode here. Extremely excited to have the one and only VeVe Magic with us today. If you do not follow her on Twitter yet, please do so. She's got everything that you need to know about Disney, and I'm so excited to have her here to pick her brain today. So what is up? How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me again. I'm super excited.
I'm super excited to have you back. I know like that last interview we did, it was one of my most viral videos. It was all things you need to know Disney. I think it went over 16,000 views. Wow. Yeah, so thanks for that.
I'm happy to be here. I like love this stuff, and I just have such a blast talking about it. So I'm glad other people found it enjoyable.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, I don't know if anybody's following your Twitter, probably a lot of people here, but it's amazing how much you post about Disney. Like, how often are you at Disneyland? Like I see so many pictures.
As often as possible. I do save some photos to post a couple days later or whatever when I'm doing the AR photos. But if I'm taking a selfie there, most likely I'm there that day. It's funny. I try to go probably like 2 to 3 times a month. I went last weekend, and then 2 days later, I was back again because a relative of mine texted me and was like, "I know you were just there, but we're gonna go. You want to come?" And I'm like, "Let me check my schedule. Yeah, I'm coming." So it's like I went back to back, and it's a long drive. And we have traffic. I'm stuck in a car 2 hours each way usually, but I love it.
No kidding. Well, for them, it's like a free tour guide anyways. So
yeah, right. They were actually really happy that I went with them because they hadn't been since COVID. And there's been like new systems implemented, and there's like a new fast pass system. Now they call it a lightning lane, and you have to buy it as opposed to like getting tickets. And they didn't know how to do any of that. And I had done it once, so I kind of had gotten my feet wet. And the second time was much smoother for me. And they're like, "Thank you so much for coming because we would not have known what to do." Wow. So when I do have people that like message me and ask for tips going to the park, and I always say like, look at that app because it's overwhelming if you aren't ready for it. You know what I mean? Like
no
if you
kidding.
Just show up, you're going to be sort of not prepared.
I'm going to put a timer on my phone.
It's definitely a lot. I know you've been showing me some of the new merch that you got. That's pretty sweet. Like I think there was a t-shirt and a water bottle and a few other things. Do you want to show that stuff?
Yeah. Okay, so first I got this, which people will like because it relates to our golden moments. And I collect a lot of the Starbucks Disney stuff. So it has a Starbucks logo on the other side, but it's got the gold and it's the 50th for Disney World. So that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
And then
I need one of those.
I was talking to you a lot about utility that I get from having my season pass. It's called a Magic Key now because they rebranded that as well. I had to come out with a new system for Disneyland. And part of the reason I believe in utility so much is because I buy this pass, and with the pass,
so Disney's already providing utility with their passes, just rebranded as the Magic Passes. So you would think that they're going to provide utility with their digital collectibles, especially the golden moments.
Different tiers.
They already understand it.
So like our NFTs could have different tiers depending on what you own. And the highest tier gets perks like free parking, 20% off merchandise, 15% off food. And then, they have, this is a good one too. They have lounges on either side of the parks that only pass holders can go into. So it's, it's like the poor man's 33, but and you can go in there and hang out. They have like picture opportunities and like some cool stuff. And you might be able to buy specific merch in there, but you have to hold a pass. So like these are all the things that kind of go through my head when we talk about utility that we could potentially have. Right. And so like this is actually an old shirt, but this is something that only pass holders at the time could buy, and I love it because it's the Main Street Electrical Light Parade. But in the center there, you see it says AP for annual pass.
So sick.
So like that's something that only I can have, and other people that have their passes. And then now we have these keys, and they do certain promos where if you go to the parks, and you're already getting in the park for free because you're paying for your pass or you already paid for it. But they want you to come because they want your money. They want you to buy food and drink and merch. And so they entice you by doing these giveaways. If you go to the parks, like right now, this is the free giveaway. And then you can hook it on your backpack, and it has the Magic Key logo, and it's a reusable straw because they're trying to be environmentally conscious, and they have paper straw. This was actually really bright because they have been getting so much negative feedback over their paper straws because if you've ever drank out of one, they're horrible. Yeah. But they are trying to do the right thing. So these are plastic, but it's reusable, and you can just carry it with you. And then a couple weeks before that, they were giving away sunglasses, and it says, you know, Disneyland has your key on it. And they're actually pretty good sunglasses.
Wow.
And it came with these pictures. Now, it's not necessarily worth anything, but it could be in the future. And I could frame it, and it's nice cardstock, and it's just something cool. And it was free. And then they also do all sorts of magnets for pass holders. I mean, I got this when I signed up. I got also a button, free button.
Oh, cool. Like, there's so much.
In the past, I've gotten, when we didn't have, when everyone, they tried to pep everyone up during COVID, and they did away with annual passes, which everybody was upset about. They called us legacy pass holders, and we still were able to use our discounts because they wanted us to go shop in downtown Disney before the parks opened. And you could get these free magnets when you shopped. And then, you know, they have ones for Halloween events that are just for pass holders.
Comey just tweeted out, says, "Hey fam, CoinMarketCap are in the process of updating OMI listing details. We'll keep you posted when it's live and tracking again."
And then celebrating, you know, 65 years and Halloween. I mean, all this stuff.
Wow.
The list goes on, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, just given all the stuff you're getting as a member and seeing all this, you know, this physical memorabilia, like, I mean, I think, you know, we have to be pretty confident that there's probably a good chance that we're going to receive utility for these Disney NFTs in the future, whether that be in the Disney metaverse or potentially at a theme park. But I mean, just given, you know, all the stuff that you're getting as a member, I mean, and people think about the amount of money people are paying for these Disney NFTs. I mean, there should be something there, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Disney is still sort of in a discovery phase on one extent. I mean, we've seen that they're doing a lot of hiring, and they're trying to get their feet more wet and understand the environment, which they're probably even way ahead of us at this point. But I don't doubt at all that if it's not already planned, that it's at least being talked about.
Definitely.
You know, I was doing some research, and they like to stay very current with what's going on in the world, especially in the collector's world. So I found out that back in like 1994, during the huge Pog craze, Disney got involved, and they gave away Pogs to kids 14 and under, and they had a Disneyland Slammer that was the castle, and it was like iridescent, you know, and that faded out. But they're always staying current with what's going on, and so they know that, you know, you have the Bored Ape yacht clubs that have utility, and you have all these other NFT projects that have utility. And so I just believe that they're going to find a way where they can get involved with that. It might be something simple, but, you know, when you compare it to like the utility that I get by having my Magic Key, that's where I just see the puzzles fitting together, because they already do that so much.
Wow. And it's so cool because like companies could provide utility that people can't. And I'm like, I just think like if Disney really got serious about that, whether that be now or in the future, I mean, I just can't imagine
it would help.
What kind of potential perks you
NFT
could have.
lounges. What if we have an NFT lounge?
Right.
How fun would that be? Like that's the stuff that we all, you know, all the VeVe community talks about in the background. Everyone's right now planning to go to the UK for you know, a con over there. And it's like, you don't think if we had like a place where it was specific to NFT holders, any Disney NFT, you could have just one thing.
That's going to happen in the future.
And you get to go into this like club just for us.
Especially as more and more celebrities get into this space.
Fun stuff you could do with your NFTs. Oh my, like, come on. We'd be there in a heartbeat.
No kidding.
Logan Paul is going to open it up.
And you know what? I actually wanted to ask you because I recently bought some Winnie the Poohs because I was seeing the hype and I was like, oh my God, like, I guess they're right. Winnie the Pooh has like the 4th largest market cap. Like, but I'm not a fan of Winnie the Pooh personally, but I'm just like, okay, you know, the community is looking like that's the next thing. But I really wanted to pick your brain on that because I'm like, you know, is this really something that you could see being collected by a lot of people, or is this something that, you know, potentially is phasing out or had a lot of leverage and you know, big hype in the past? Like, I just wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah, so I'm not personally a huge Winnie the Pooh fan myself either. I feel like it's been overhyped a little bit. When you look at market cap, you also have to look at its total market cap since the beginning of time. And Winnie the Pooh has been around since 1924. So that's a lot of years, and it doesn't even touch Pokemon, which has not been around nearly as long, So if you look at it, you got to kind of look at it with a different perspective. I do find it interesting that it is so close compared to Mickey Mouse, but Winnie the Pooh has had a lot of movies, like where they get a lot of revenue from people buying tickets to movie theaters and all that as well. But there's definitely a very specific fan base for them. There are rides at the parks. I don't know if all of them have it, but I know Disney World has one, Disneyland has one, Tokyo Disney supposedly has a really, really good one. I haven't been, but I have friends that have and love that ride. And yeah, it's just a different fan base. Like, I would kind of equate Winnie the Pooh. Nobody get mad at me. I'm not saying comparisons, but it's kind of like Stitch fans. Like, I don't get Stitch either personally, but they're huge, huge fans. People that like Stitch are all in and collect.
Comments are hilarious.
Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's not a huge character for me, but there's huge, huge Tinkerbell fans, especially in our community. I've seen people I'd give up a kidney to have a Tinkerbell NFT,
Right.
So that's the beautiful thing about Disney is all characters appeal to somebody in some way. And it is a beloved character, it's a beloved story. So I do understand it. Do I value it more than some of the other Goldens? No. He wasn't, I think he's a common as well, right? And so common are, some of the more popular ones. So I understand it. And the NFT for sure is going to do well. But if I was just coming in, would I personally buy that before I'd try to get golden moments from the first set? No. For me, the first set still holds more value. All of them, whether it's a Wally or whatever. I just think because it was the first. I mean, look at season 1. We talk about season 1 all the time of all the things we got. And it could be, it might even be a Murmurcorn that's going to be more valuable because it came in season 1. But if I'm looking at that, I would prefer to collect, the season 1 golden moments before I do that. But yeah, there's a lot of Pooh fans out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so fascinating that you say that, because I feel like what a lot of people do in terms of, making their NFT investment decisions, they'll just look at market cap and then say, oh, okay, well, that's a perfect example is Coke, because it was even a bigger company than Disney by market cap, but the Globes aren't doing, I mean, they're doing okay, but I think, maybe when we get more users and stuff, or there's more hype around it, who knows? But I think it's also that collectability factor. What's the target audience that's in the app? Most of them are crypto people, a lot of them are Marvel people, comic people. And it's well, then what do they really want? What are they doing because they think they're going to make an investment, and what do they actually want to hold on to? So I think there's so many factors, right?
What's surprising? What's surprising to me too is the Woody versus Pooh. Because I'm really surprised at how, I know a lot of people have stacks of Woody, and there are a lot of people that get it and believe in him, but he hasn't taken off nearly like I thought he would. And he's a really good NFT, and he's a really, really, really popular character. And he's kind of the Pixar golden boy. So it's for me, that's been surprising. I bought kind of a little bit at the high, right when they came out, and the market goes, just because I saw the prices and I'm what? I couldn't believe it. And he's a common too, because he's popular. And so it's funny when I'm just looking at the comparison of those two characters that I don't personally get it. I think both are great value, but I'm just but you guys, have you seen Lightning McQueen and Woody and some of those amazing Pixar collectibles we got with full color? Who knows, they could be animated in the future, all that kind of stuff. I'm it gets my wheels turning,
No kidding. And what's interesting that you say that too, aesthetically for me, the first golden moments, I thought especially C-3PO and R2-D2, I thought the detail, even Elsa, was fantastic. But on these new ones, I don't know if the attention to detail, when I was looking closer in on the NFT itself, it just didn't look as grand to me. It looked the coloring was even a bit different. So I thought that was interesting. And then, like you said, with Pixar, that
You got a
almost
hater.
just got like left people's minds, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I still think like both of those sets are obviously really cheap right now and probably good ROI long term. But I'm surprised people aren't picking up on them.
I am too. And I, like I said, I've seen vaults where it's like a whole corner of Woody and like lightning. So like, yeah, there are definitely people that are stacking, and I wish I could stack more because I would totally go after it. But yeah, that's been a surprising one for me for sure. When people were like, oh, I think it's going to come out at like 200, I was like, really? Like, I was surprised it was even below that. Really surprised, because I think those are really well done, and they are almost more appealing to like our generation now, like the demographics wise. Like a lot of us have seen a lot of these Pixar films.
Right, no kidding. And what the heck happened to our friend Steamboat? Like, that took a nosedive. And I'm surprised by that. Like, that's a beautiful NFT. I don't know, am I wrong? Like,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a historical piece.
We're always gonna have these kind of haters in the chats. Like, it's one of those things where you can't worry about it.
I personally don't understand it. I think it's, I think we're getting into the phase, I'm noticing it myself, where we are now, they told us a while back, you're going to have to pick and choose. You can't have it all.
Right.
And we are getting into that spot, I feel. But like, I'm having to pick and choose. And I almost actually sold a couple of duplicates of the common and uncommon so that I could have the funds to go get some of this stuff. And then I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. But some people may have to do that because they might like the other stuff that's coming out. But like, I just hope you're looking at the bigger picture and you're not FOMOing. Like, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. These are the new big pieces. So I'm going to, dump Steamboat. Like, that's probably, if you only have one, that's not a good move, because like, this is Steamboat Willie. This is an iconic piece.
I also talk about Steamboat Willie all the time. And I know it doesn't have the FA tag, but it's one of those pieces where I don't think it needs it. We're going to see the Mickey Mouse NFT collection series 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's always going to be series 1. It's the one that started it all.
Like, when you start up your movies now on Disney Plus, who do you see whistling? I mean, we all know about like the history and talked extensively about it. And, or David, you say that that's like one of his favorite pieces. And not that we should buy because of that, but I mean, he understands, like,
I know. And I wonder if they should like make it like, because I know everybody was pissed about the tags. They're like, oh, it doesn't have FA or FE. So I'm like, I don't know if that really should change it that much. We talked about like first appearance being important because it's the first in the blockchain and stuff like that. But even if they did something like, maybe if they throw a special edition or just something where people feel like, that kind of reinvigorates their interest. Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's like special enough just because I understand what it represents. So I don't care about the tag at all. And this is the first in what is going to be a series. So
true.
Again, what are you gonna want more? It's like, now we have this whole series of golden moments. Are you gonna want series 1? Or are you gonna want series 5 because everyone's pumping it? The same is true. Like, when we get more Mickeys, which Mickey is going to be most valuable? The first. Like, of this series, the first is always going to be the most valuable.
Wow, well said. And so I guess on that note,
and that's the thing too, like, we're going to see probably awesome, more, maybe better looking in some people's eyes, Mickey, like Mickey in color, Mickey with the Fantasia hat, all different variations. But that's why I think they made the first one, the one that started all, the black and white, the Steamboat
NFT
Willie.
beat Walt and Mickey, or what?
I mean, that's been a topic of debate for me. No, like, I aesthetically, possibly, like, there's a couple of things that could potentially beat it short term, but should they? No, I personally don't believe anything should beat Walt and Mickey, because that's where it all started. If you're buying because you understand the brand and the importance and the historical relevance and blah, 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 you're wanting Walt and Mickey, because that's the beginning. But, if we get an amazing castle, people are going to freak out, especially if it has like a firework or Tinkerbell going across it. Because again, that's kind of like Steamboat. You open, any movie, turn on a movie. What do you?
I hope that's the utility. That's the airdrop for all the golden moment holders. You get the castle. Be unbelievable.
Boom, castle every time. So it's iconic. But again, wouldn't be here without Walt and Mickey. So like, I think that's kind of the piece that could rival it or stand with it. But I feel like that needs to be like a symbiotic relationship. They need to go hand in hand for me.
Right. Interesting. And is there any like Walt and Mickey memorabilia? Like, because I was looking to get like a statue for myself, but I was looking at them, they're all like cheap looking. And I was like,
I know there's somebody in the community that it has been making them. They look cool.
Yeah,
I haven't
awesome.
got one myself, but those look cool. There is, like tried, I'm holding myself back from buying everything. I'm upset because Disney has a lot of phone cases. I was going to show this in relation to annual pass holders. But like, this is my old one. I can't use it now because I got a new phone. But they have a partner statue phone case, and I saw it and freaked out.
Oh my God.
But because merch and everything with COVID, there's so many delays and shipment issues and blah, blah, blah. They don't have, I have an iPhone 13 now, so they don't have it for that phone. Otherwise, that would have been bought and on my phone right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so they have that. They have, like, there's a scarf, and it has, it's actually blue and white, I think, or blue and silver. And it has Walt and Mickey, the statue holding hands.
I guess that's it.
On the scarf, and it's cute. And there's a hat. They have all sorts of stuff. And I think, what's funny is I don't know if it's just because now of the NFTs that I'm noticing it more, but it feels like there's more and more coming out.
Well,
I don't know if it's a tie.
Yeah. Well, what's super interesting that you said there too is like all these, the world shortages, the shipment delays,
Child chasing Sundays,
and it's just like, what an incentive to start like focusing more into the digital world and NFTs, right? For Disney, like imagine they're like, okay, we can't get you that phone case, but for X amount of money, we can give you this instead. And the other thing too is like, VeVe has like that collectability aspect, but like it's possible that, maybe in the future they have NFTs that like you come to the park, like 200,000 people get an NFT for that day. And, you're like just right, just like that. And then they just have so many of those, and it's like only if you want a certain day. So, I mean, it's just really bullish. And that's the thing that's funny. Like, I know we're in a tough time right now, the war and like the looming recession and that stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I don't understand how this world won't go more into that, to that digital realm.
Oh, I totally agree. And can you imagine if they had a promo like that? How many people, I don't know the numbers, but how many people go to the parks each day? And if they have this one day where it's like NFT day, and you have all these new people that don't even know what an NFT is, and they get a free one, all they have to do is download an app and scan a QR code, and boom, they have one in their wallet. You don't think they're going to go research and figure out, okay, this is cool. I can do all this stuff. But where do I get more? Like, that would just totally shift everything. Like, you have so many people that would now know because, I still think there's more people than not that don't know what an NFT is and don't understand it.
I agree.
And that's why it's still so young for me. Like, I think we have not tapped into the Disney collector market yet at all.
Right. Wow. Fascinating. And one thing that I see going off of what you said is that so many people don't even want to get involved with NFTs because it's such a crazy process. They hear about, gas fees, slipping tolerance, like all these different things. They're like, what the heck does this even mean? And VeVe comes out and says, buy now, and there's your NFT, and then here's the marketplace. And it's like that, I think, is the type of ease of use and, ease of access that, like, I feel like Disney people could grab onto pretty quick.
Absolutely.
If Disney started going, listen, this is how we're going to start doing this stuff, right?
Yeah. Like I don't personally own any other, like I don't own any OpenSea NFTs because it, for me, is really overwhelming. And I don't want to invest the time and energy in it. And that is foolish on my part because I could be making a lot of money. But like that's showing how I'm a different kind of collector than a lot of these guys in the app, guys and gals in the app that have all sorts of projects going on. And I've been gifted a couple of NFTs, and I'm like, I don't know how to receive it. Like I had to get trained on how to even get it into my wallet because I had no idea how to operate it, and it freaks me out. Like even dealing with tokens and stuff, all that stuff, like it's just overwhelming for me. And the fact that VeVe is so easy to use, and it speaks to you in terms that people who aren't heavy into crypto understand, like, oh, a gem equals $1. That makes sense.
Right.
It's I don't know that I would have gotten involved if it was like OpenSea. I would have been so scared that I don't know that I would have done it. So thank you, VeVe, for making it simple.
Yeah. But, that's so interesting that you say that because there's a lot of really intelligent people that still won't even bother with the process because it's too risky, and it has a really negative view a lot of the times. And so, you know, for me, just like looking about like how I remember first sending my first transaction, and then when it left my wallet, I couldn't see it, and I thought I lost like all this money, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And then it went, but I was like, that was, you know, everybody has to take that plunge when they start out, right?
You got Club 33 sweater on.
I mean, I guess other than that being like a deterrent, is like, you know, just this kind of negative perception of NFTs. Like, what other barriers do you think, I guess, exist that would, you know, deter like some of your physical collecting friends into getting NFTs?
Shout out
like, can you have conversations, and like, what do they say to you and stuff?
Yeah, so I've had people ask me, like, do you have a lot of your Disney friends? Like, are they into it? Because they kind of want to know, you know, me being a fan, like, so are we hitting the fans yet? Like, is this really, are they understanding it? And the answer is no. I don't have many friends that have gotten involved. And I told them about it, and they are Disney fans. And the perspective I got from one of them was really interesting because I didn't see it. I thought that they just were like, it's just not for me. Whatever. And they said that they're an all or nothing collector. And when they collect, they go hard. And they were telling me stories of certain things they collect, and they've been around the world collecting these items, putting themselves at risk for like getting in trouble on tours and blah, blah. And because they care that much and like needed to complete basically that set.
I'm the same way.
So I think they're just like, it's just too much. We know ourselves, and we know we'd be insane about it, and I just can't, because it would be too overwhelming. Are they gonna, you know, kick themselves later? Possibly not. And then I still think that there's just so many people that don't understand it. They just still, you know, that's why I say, you know, everything is still so early and so young, and in its infancy, is because
that's the thing. It just seems cliche. We keep saying it's early, but it really truly is early. The masses have not understood, or they don't understand the whole concept of digital collecting yet. We've been the blessed ones. We've understood it. And, you know, maybe it took us a month, maybe 6 months, maybe a year now. But we all here now have understood the digital collecting transition. Majority of the world still hasn't yet. That's why it's early.
The people I know that have no idea, you know, we're talking every day in these spaces and everything, and very intelligent, you know, people about crypto, NFTs, and everything. And so they're like, oh, these people relate to the game. They don't even know the game exists because they don't understand it. And so, like, that's what I run into more often than not, that people are just like, I don't get it. Like, why do I want this? It's cool, but, like, why do I want it? And so there needs to be that compelling story of why it is important for you to own these NFTs, and utility is going to be one of those things that will bring more people in.
So fascinating. And like you said, because it's still early, like the marketing and everything around it's kind of been like really low. Like even Disney's not really advertising VeVe, and same with like, you know, Marvel. Every now and then I'll see it, but like you said, it's kind of like on the down low currently. And it's probably just because it's so early. Like people can't justify, why would I spend 20 grand on, you know, in their idea, a picture of Walt and Mickey, not understanding ownership, not understanding collectability, first appearance, all that stuff. And then, you know, what, like the utility to me is what's going to bring it over to the edge. When people say, oh, like if I get this NFT, I can go into a theme park as an example, or get discounts, then that's what's going to cause the wildfire. And I think it's just, do you have the patience to stick it out that long, right?
Right.
And that's the other thing. CryptoPunks, you know, shout out to all the CryptoPunk holders. They were free. They were given out in 2017. 2018, people probably sold. 2019, people probably sold. 2020, people probably sold. The people who held on to 2021, 2022, that's how you get to the floor prices. You know, it takes time most of the time.
That's going to be the test of time. And I think a lot of people that own them currently.
And even the Bored Ape Yacht Club, like shout out to all the Bored Ape holders out there. You know, it started at less than 1 ETH. Then it got to 1 ETH, people sold. 2 ETH, people sold. 5 ETH, people sold. 10 ETH, people sold. And the people who held out now, it's over 100 ETH. So, you know, the people who are patient, the people who believe in it, that love it, that hold it.
I think they all are sort of on the same page with us. And I think Disney's just still strategizing. I think there's a lot of strategy going on behind the scenes. But, you know, again, because of all this stuff that I've experienced by going to parks and having a membership, but still getting freebies and experiences, and they're still making a lot of money off me. They, have, specific events and, again, merch and everything. I just, there's so much revenue that's out there that they could be getting from adding utility to parks, or even, I don't know, something within their streaming media. If you have an NFT, maybe you get some sort of perk. There's just so much more potential revenue for them, revenue streams, that I think there's a lot of strategy. And I think I feel like that's why it's the marketing is so minimal right now, is because they're developing that strategy of where are we going to go with this? What is this next phase? Like, this is a whole new potential revenue stream for them already. They're making a ton of money off these NFTs, but they're now like, okay, this is a big deal. Like, this can go somewhere. Right. So I think that's where they're at with it.
Interesting. So with your physical collection, your Disney physical collection,
I love
are
that.
you like a collector and somebody that just holds on to the stuff because it has, you have a sentimental attachment to it, you love it? Or are you like reselling this stuff like 5 to 10 years later? You're like, oh, you know what? I want to get rid of a few of these items, circulate my collection, and go get new stuff. Or how does that work for you in the physical world?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because there is totally a market for resale. However, it is very, very much frowned upon. They will sell certain merch and people will want it really, really bad. And there's people that go to the parks every single day and buy a bunch of merch and they turn around and flip it. And they used to, if they found out that you were a pass holder doing this, they used to ban your account. It's kind of like VeVe, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, true.
If there was like a limit, and there's certain things, like if you get an AP popcorn bucket and it's limit 1 per customer, and if you like find the loophole how you can get more and they catch you, you can get in trouble. So for me, it's I collect the stuff.
Don't play with
I
Disney.
love it. But I also think like down the road, is this stuff going to be valuable and I could sell it for more money? Sure. Like, but
Good
I don't
job,
go
Pirates.
into it for that. I go into it because I love the stuff. But yeah, I definitely see like, okay, if I decide to like unclutter, declutter and get rid of some stuff, then yeah, this can fetch a price for sure. I mean, I resell some of my kids' stuff, like shoes and whatever, and of course they wear like Disney 24/7 and all that stuff, like used items that I buy for my kids. Those resell for good money. Like it's not just to like throw away stuff. Like, people love the brand. So yeah.
Super cool. So then I guess my next question following that is like, how does that apply to your NFTs? Because I'm assuming in the NFT realm, you've seen some, crazy price action, probably from, sometimes you've landed something for $60 in a drop. All of a sudden that same thing goes to $2,000. And so, what does that mean for you? Like, because the one thing for me is like, even though I collected as well, not to the extent you did and not Disney stuff, but if I ever saw 20X, I'm selling. Like that's just me personally, right? Because
Yeah, I get that.
yeah, and so I guess like, how does that work for you? Like, are you like, no, like I'm just locking this stuff up. I want all the
Shout out to Chad, because Chad's just being completely honest in himself too.
collection, and I love to look at them and use them in AR, or is it kind of like, you know what? I see myself more as an investor as in the NFT side and a collector in the physical, or are you collectors in both realms, or what does that look like?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it's funny, when I came into this, I came in as an investor. Like, hey, this is potentially a way to make some money. This is cutting edge stuff. Like, get in right now. Well, it's in the beginning, and that's what I did. And I bought just Batman and all that stuff. All that season 1 stuff is what I went after. And I was not tied to them. Like, I didn't love them. They're cool. I understand the relevance, but like, I didn't love them. And so, yes, it was just for investment purposes. But then when Disney hit, I still was kind of in the investment mindset. And I wish I was better at, like, there's people that get things on the drop and then they sell them right away and then they buy on the down.
Yeah.
I can't do that with Disney. And I have.
Yeah. That's so funny she said that, because I feel the same way. You guys saw me get that secret rare Black Panther, came out at $3,000. I said, wow, there's 2,500 of these. The smart play would probably, I even said it in that stream. If you go back to it, when I got it, I said, I should probably sell this for right now, $3,000, and buy it back at like 1.5 when it dips. But, that shows you who's like the collector and who's like the investor type, because it's like subconsciously, you don't want to get rid of it, even though you probably could. It's like,
had so many opportunities where I could have like, mint upgraded or something and still made a profit. And a lot of people make a lot of money doing that. But because of the Disney things I love so much, I'm not willing to take the risk. Even though and I know I can do it, but I'm like, if I lost it and it ran up and got, out of reach, I would never forgive myself for having tried to be greedy, and make a buck. So for Disney, I might try that with other collectibles, but I won't do that with Disney because I'm just too terrified.
Yeah.
And I've had a stacking strategy with things that I can afford. And it's funny because that's where I figured out that I'm now becoming a collector, is because my whole strategy has been stack so that when things go up, you can sell them and you have the gems for then future stuff or when we have a market dip. And I can't let go of them.
Shout out to VeVe Magic. I feel the same way. It's so funny she's saying this because I so relate to this. Most people are going to be watching like, dude, you have 4 of these, or like I've had 3 Nightwing, like people are like, what are you doing with 3 Nightwing, Johnny? And it's like, well, I got my first 2 on the drop, so they mean a lot to me. It was my first ever drop. I got them both originally owned. And then the third one was a fantasy football trophy, so that one meant a lot, especially the championship win. I got all the way up to 4K and I just held on to it. So it's like, I completely relate to what she's saying. And I have to do a better job at kind of separating those emotions, the things that I can let go. It's a battle.
I know I got 10 of these, but I love each and every one. It's like having to pick a favorite child. Like I love all my kids the same.
So
Like I don't want to part with any of them, even though that's why I did it. So it's like I have become more of a collector. And now it's even hard to part with the season 1 stuff because as an investor, I understand how important they are. So I could, sell them and have gems freed up. And so I'm not tied to them because I love them, but I'm from the investment standpoint, I don't want to let go of them because I see so much potential still for them. And I think they're going to go up so much more. So that's been a really hard struggle for me, is I've been having to just, put more and more fiat in because I just don't want to give any of it up.
Yeah.
Same.
I hear you. And the sad part for me
is so funny.
Unlike the physical collecting world, right, where people collect Disney items because they love them, there's a lot of investors in here playing off people's emotions or collecting kind of styles, and then stacking the NFTs that everybody else thinks are going to do well, and then selling them and or pricing people that really love them out of the market, right? So I feel like that's the issue to me so far, is that this isn't just a collecting app. There's a lot of crypto people, there's a lot of people interested in it to make a quick buck, but then there's people like yourself that are like, no, this
Shout
is
out APB.
such an important NFT. And so it's a really interesting dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And so with the more and more Disney stuff that we get, we're seeing a lot of saturation right now. We're seeing some of the NFTs go down in price, and they're just keeping pumping them out. And so I guess do you feel as though long term these things will really be worth a lot more than they are now, or do you think that they're going to be kind of similar to the collecting world, where they're obviously sell at a premium, but maybe not to the same extent that we may have thought?
I think the cream will rise to the top. I think the best of the best are going to be what stands out the most. And are they all going to be huge winners? No, because there's just too much. There's just too much IP for everything to be amazing.
Right.
However, you do have specific,
amazing IPs.
Markets, people that love Winnie the Pooh, people that love Stitch, people that love Tinkerbell. So even characters that may not necessarily be the most popular, for some people they are. Yeah. The other thing that really benefits us is mint size. If they keep mint sizes this way, I think they all can do well, because when you're talking global fan base, millions and millions and millions of people, and if there's only 13,000 of these things available, that's going to keep the price up. Because
that's the other thing too. Some of these people will say, oh, there's too many editions, 13,000 editions, but she understands, when it's not 13,000 editions of some random collectible. This is the biggest brands in the world that millions of people love. So when that transition shifts and millions of people now aren't against digital made up JPEGs, they understand this is, you can show proof of ownership with these collectibles through the blockchain. It's going to create millions of fans of these collectibles just digitally.
If all those millions of people, only 13,000 can own them potentially, some people obviously have multiples. So it's yes and no. But that's where the blue chips get their name is because those are going to be the ones that stand out the most historical pieces, the most popular characters. Those are going to be the ones that people go to first.
Right.
In my opinion.
Very cool. Interesting. And like that's the other thing.
Is it my alarm? I didn't know that. Let's go. I forgot I made that. I have like a whole bunch of alarms set on my phone. I'm one of those people that puts, if I wake up at 8 a.m., I'm setting 10 alarms at 7:55 to all over. So I like putting my song as my alarm. I didn't know I did that. But that's my 10-minute warning. Got the VeVe drop coming soon. I'm going to put another 5-minute warning because I want to keep watching. But I want to make sure, 5 minutes left. We'll get back in the drop mode. Shout out to VeVe Magic and Pirates. Today, I didn't really talk about the market or anything like that. Market's been pretty stagnant, so I felt like it was a perfect opportunity, show some love to NFT Pirates and VeVe Magic. 5 more minutes to the drop. And plus, I've always wanted to kind of test out my StreamYard when I'm sharing my screen. I never did it this way before on StreamYard, so I felt like a good opportunity for me to do it. Usually when I'm going over live streams or AMAs or anything like that, I usually use OBS. And the StreamYard, I've only done it solo, so it was a good opportunity for me to kind of test it out.
The thing that I wanted to kind of, pick your brain about too is that, the more NFTs that we're kind of seeing now around Disney, I'm like, are they pumping out potentially all of their best IP before the Master Collector program comes in? Or is there a ton of Disney stuff that I'm just not aware of that's still coming?
Yeah, I think so.
I think congratulations to everybody that is in the app, because I think we've been given some really, really good stuff. Yeah. And so I'm grateful to be here and have opportunity.
If I was to guess the percentage, I'm thinking like maybe, I don't know a percentage because they have so many amazing Disney stuff. She's probably going to tell us because she knows way more than I do. But I feel like they bless us with so many things. Like we have Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, plus all the Disney. We have Walt Disney. We have Mickey Mouse. So I feel like there's still a lot to come. Like obviously Darth Vader, people are excited about. So many Star Wars, Disney characters, but they have blessed us.
To get some of this stuff. Because they are giving us really, really good IP. But there's definitely still some good ones to come. We haven't gotten into specific, we haven't gotten into movies too much. Like if you want to do a whole line of characters from a movie, we obviously haven't hit the princesses hard yet. Like there's all these different genres, right? And that's up there in the list of the franchises. I think the Disney Princess franchise is like number 8 or something. I don't remember, but it's up there too. So there's definitely, I don't know when that's coming, but that's going to be a whole new realm too of Disney collecting. There's so much. There's so much.
So much. Yeah. I know, and the thing is like I was looking that up the other day because I was like, oh man, like Snow White and Cinderella and all these other like huge characters.
Which is the best?
Yeah, right.
And it's totally depends on people's opinions.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like we don't even know how these NFTs are also going to look in a year from now when the technology is better. Like, what if you have Cinderella, spinning with the music going on in the background, and she's moving with her shoe. Like
that gave me chills.
That's how it's gonna be.
Right? Like,
I really believe that, Chad. Hit the nail on the head with that one. If you look back at some of my early videos that I made for VeVe, that's where I saw the shift going. I even said in a couple of my videos, I said it's gonna be a normal standard where YouTubers, like famous one, Mr. Beast, and the biggest ones, they're gonna have their NFTs floating in the background in all their videos, and that's why I tried to do that in the very beginning with a lot of these NFTs because I wanted to be like, one of the first ones to sport it in your actual videos. It just seems like the standard. Just like how VeVe Magic has that amazing poster in her background. That's probably going to be an NFT one day. An augmented reality digital collectible poster of Walt Disney. And so she could do this video one day with that NFT that she owns in the background in augmented reality.
So that's Walt Disney's favorite piece of animation is Cinderella doing her spin. That's why I got chills, is because if you have an animated Cinderella doing her spin, that's iconic because that's like his favorite piece of animation.
I didn't know that.
But another iconic, there's a friend on the app that is gonna love me doing the shout out, but another iconic princess is Snow White, because she's the first, and she's the first full length film that Walt Disney had. And, you know, he was nominated for an Oscar for like the musical score. And like, it's a really cool piece of history that I just learned was that the following year he was given an honorary Oscar by Shirley Temple, but it came in the form of 7 miniatures. Chills again. How crazy is that?
Speaking of the Oscars, anytime I think of Oscars now, we're all probably going to think of that moment. Unbelievable. All right, guys, we got the drop. All right, perfect example too. Let me try to go back to this. All right, let me go. Boom. All right. You guys can see my clock obviously going crazy fast, right? These aren't the real seconds, but this is what happens when you stay on the screen and you just minimize it, go to a different app, etc. This is the reason why. All right, you see on here, it says 23 minutes left. Obviously, there's not 23 minutes left. I'm going to back out, come back in, and it's going to show me the real time. Now you see the seconds coming down in order. So that's why I think also backing out and coming back in with like a minute left, it just helps kind of resync that timer. I'm going to try to get to some of these comments I wasn't able to see before. Larry Mackins, bunch of green checks. Let's go. I guess that means you think I'm going to get the drop. I hope. I'm hoping everybody else is able to get one today. I will be going over. We got 3 minutes to the drop. I'll go over real quick my strategy. Oh my gosh. A golden Oscar moment as an NFT. I guarantee you that's going to happen, Miss Rose. There's going to be an Oscar moment NFT, digital collectible, and people are going to own that moment. And when that happens, we can clip this video up. Good call. We got K Walker. All right, guys. For the timing technique, I'm going to go over my strategy one more time, just in case, you guys, any new users here want to find out exactly what I do. Any, veterans in the game want to refresh how I do it. We have 2 minutes left for the drop. For this example, I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left. Again, this is like the timing technique. I try when there's about 5 to 10 seconds left, I try staying in sync with this countdown in my head. I try to feel it in my whole body. That's why you'll see me like breathe with the seconds, because the buy now pops up 1 second after 0. So instead of seeing buy now pop up and then click, I'm trying to predict that. I'm trying to basically get in there before everybody reacts to it. And I'm able to kind of predict it based on staying in rhythm with that countdown. So a millisecond before I see buy now pop up, I'm going to start my click. And by the time my finger presses it, it's going to be, the buy now is going to be there. So let me show you exactly when I would click for this example. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. I would have been too early right there, I think. I would have been too early. I'm going to probably do another example for you guys once this gets down closer to exactly 1 minute left. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, definitely good luck, everybody. I hope this is one that people are able to get. Punch. Good luck. Good luck. Wow. Olympic gold medals given out as NFTs to the athletes. That'll probably happen one day, Kurosemi. What's going to happen, I definitely see. You get the gold medal physically, and guess what? You get the digital gold medal as well, too, as an NFT. Absolutely. That has to happen. I definitely like that. Great idea, Kurosemi. You can clip that once that happens. That's all you right there. K Walker. I appreciate that big time. All right, again, I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left. 3, 2, 1, 0. By now. Maybe earlier would have been maybe perfect. I'm not sure, but hopefully that's able to help. Sometimes you are just too early. You're probably going to want to instinctively be too early, so I try holding myself off as much as possible. Shout out to my coffee gators out there. I am recording this. And K Walker, there's always going to be heat. That's what happens when you keep winning. All right, I'm going to back out. That was definitely, all right, that time I felt like it lagged on 34 seconds. This time it feels like it's good. So if it feels like it lags on a number when you back in, back out, come back in, just back out again until you see the timer just come down in what you think is like a normal synchronized regular second. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. If I didn't get this, I got it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. People are going to say it's location. People are going to say this, that. I'm telling you guys exactly how I get it. Now, it's not going to work for everybody, but if you've been struggling, I would say try the timing technique. We have about 30 viewers right now. I guarantee you in about a minute, we're probably going to jump to 45 viewers. We have a bunch of haters. Instead of tuning into the whole live stream to try to learn how to do this, people will just tune in just to see if I get it. And if I get it, it's rigged. If I don't, it's fair. Oh my God. 575. 575 man. Oh my God. Oh my God. How do we do it, fam? This is unbelievable. People are gonna hate this one. People are gonna be so mad on Twitter. Kate Walker. This is what I mean. When I post that, people are gonna say it's rigged. You hit every time. But it's like I'm teaching everybody how I hit. I can't, I don't know what else to do, Johnny Boy, Willow Kid, Getsy, they need tissues. If anybody needs some FA tissues, they're right here. I don't feel that congested right now, so maybe it might come out in a little bit, but we'll see. Just hopped off NFT Pirates. Let's go, Willow. I'm about to hop back on there and finish the live stream. View count about to jump up real quick. Kira sent me. I think they might have had like half the people join. They heard I was talking about them, so they said, all right, don't join. Don't join. Let's go, Austin. How we doing, Miss Rose? TY, let's go. Getsy got one. No way. Miss Rose hit. Derek hit. Spamming got the dub. Shout out to you, Robert, for still spamming. K Walker. We got someone who's mad. Let's go. December, how we do? Ronnie Lido was the first one in the chat today. And he missed still. So I guess that's false. I guess we don't have first to the chat gate. Damn, Willow still didn't hit. Willow definitely is, he's a musician too. Let me show you the bars that Willow's cooking up lately. He's been spitting fire. So Willow, I gotta screen record what you're doing because I feel like you have to be hitting the perfect timing by now. You have I know you understand.
Hey yo, fam, this whole Will Smith thing, please just keep me out of it.
Oh.
First two, it's time to spaz now. Hit the road, we got the map down. Willow, PJ, YUAMG, NFTs found a cash cow. Way, we up on the blockchain and this how we moving straight into the future. This how we be dropping no option. But this cause we seen it's been proven. So we gon' keep loading and shooting. We gon' keep firing missiles. We here executing. We finish the mission saluted by smoking a dude while we sit down and game plan a new one. It's Willow, he watch me maneuver. Your new favorite rapper who's cooking these beats I'm producing. I'm winning this shit is a shooting.
And you're producing them? Willow, I got to get you hitting these drops, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you can't hit. I don't know what it is, my man. But keep spitting bars because you got bars, man. And you got flow, too. Zombie Freak with a dub. Can W with a dub. Hey, you don't know if it's a comment or not, Getsy. You don't know. Let's go. People are getting secret rares today. Everybody hit today. December, do we hit? It is easy. It's not really even a real strategy. I mean, you just You just press it. It kind of developed into the timing technique after I realized that everybody was just spamming it. So again, it's not like I'm the first person ever to do this. I'm sure other people are doing it. But let's go, JT hit. Yeah, lots of dubs. Now I'm getting congestion. Yeah, I love seeing all these. Do the same thing from Europe. Oh, it's you who said that from Europe on the Twitter. Yeah, it's just strange that if it was location meant everything, then I always wonder why people from Jersey still don't get every drop. People from Cali still don't get every drop. People from Florida don't get every drop. People from Texas don't get every drop. Like that's the only thing that I get confused by. If location meant everything, I wonder why everybody in all these different states and around me, they don't get every drop, because I do think location probably has something to do with it. But let's go. Yeah, Getsy, keep doing work, man. I feel like you're definitely helping out, finding out who's doing what's happening. So keep doing your thing, man. I think you're doing a lot for the community right there. Montage got 2. Oh man, right along with Dave. Over 23, just a split second too soon. Okay, so now that you're clicking a little bit too soon, I feel like you've got that muscle memory a little bit now. Just try to hold yourself off now. The thing that I've pressed it too soon plenty of times. The thing that's helped me is thinking about holding myself off until right before I see it. Right before I see it, that's when I'm starting that click. It's crazy how it just hits me so hard too. Like all of a sudden, I just feel a big wave of congestion just hit me all at once. For a while, I didn't even feel it today. Let's go. So many people hit today. Let's go. Yeah, Willow, you got flow, bro. That's what I mean. Like you understand what I'm saying by clicking it too early or clicking it slightly early. So I feel like you should be able to click that. Or you should be able to hit. Willow spazzing. Facts. I'm telling you, Willow's got bars. Willow's got flow. Willow could be he probably is a great artist. I just haven't heard a lot of his music yet. I think a lot of his music's out there, right? On Spotify, SoundCloud. Send us the link, bro. That's fire. Yeah, facts. I think we need a Willow JD Pineapple collab soon. I'm feeling like DJ Khaled putting these collabs together. Y'all hitting rebounds already? Oh my gosh. If I get a secret rare, I will eat my shoe. Miss Rose said it. Has to happen now. Has to happen. I can't believe December still didn't hit. That's what makes me think, it's got to be something. That's why I feel like location could have a factor, because people like December, just haven't hit in so long. But then again, Miss Rose was in the same boat, and finally she was able to hit. So, I think they're both in the Netherlands. I could be wrong. December. Where do you live again? I feel like whatever it is, you must be banned or something. Like, I don't know what's going on. Wow, yeah, Knight Rider. I'm glad you got one, man. Since the Craven, that's been a while. Now, it's funny because that Craven comic drop, I'll always remember, because going up to that week of part 1 through 6, I was on a struggle bus of drops. If you guys watched that part 1 live stream, I was probably going into it with the least confidence I ever had into a drop. And I got the comic book. I was like, wow, what? And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden I got part 2, and then I got part 4, and then I got part 6. I got 50% of those. I got 3 out of 6 of the Craven, the comic book drops, those blind boxes. Comic book arc, that's what I keep thinking of. And then ever since then, that's when I call fire. So I'll always remember them. Eat your shoe. Eat your shoe. That's hilarious. Let's go. I hope so, Punch. I hope so. And, I don't know if it's ever going to be completely, but I mean, I trust the VeVe team, man. If they say they've been working on it, They're not going to be not working on it. Today's definitely a conspiracy day again. If you guys thought Twitter was crazy a couple days ago, wait till they see the mint. All the dubs got me congested, right? I think I just got so excited. I bursted out in congestion. I think so. I think they're working on it, you know? It's another reason why I think they don't come out and talk too much about it, because they're working behind the scenes most likely. And I feel like if they come out and they say too much publicly, they're probably going to be tipping off people. So if they've been working on it, if they say they've been working on it, you know they've been working on it. People are going to be mad today. Let's go. Green trucks all around. Let's go. Green Goblin. 3, 2, 1. Click. I was channeling my inner Johnny. I love you guys so much. Like, I get more joy when I see other people hit than when I hit, because it shows that, like, even when people hit with the spamming technique, it brings back showing that possibility that's still possible, you know? Let's go. Alien winning streak. Let's go. Yeah, shout out to Brock. I actually don't have any of the fishes. The fishes. I don't have any of the fish. Shout out to him though. His project, you know, he's crushing it. You know, he's killing it. It's awesome to see people like that be creative and constantly keep adapting and keep, you know, adding to it. My Twitter just crashed. Too many green trucks, I think. Man. This is amazing. That feeling just feels so amazing. Someone just said such a great feeling, right? It really is. They just replied to Miss Rose, I think. Such a great feeling. It's like, I mean, it's still a great feeling too when you spam away and you hit, I bet. But I don't know. I mean, I've only done it where you one tap it. And I feel like it's hard to beat that feeling. Very true, December. And I mean, just logically thinking, like if you're in a location that usually doesn't get as great internet, you would think it probably has somewhat of a factor. It's just every time I feel like every time I get when people want to like just say it has to be the location, when people, I guess, assume that I'm the only one in my state that goes for VeVe drops. Like, I'm the only one in America that goes for these drops. Like, what about the people in Cali who don't hit? What about the people in Florida who don't hit? Texas, people in Jersey, people in my own town. Like that's the only reason why. But December, I mean, I do think probably has some kind of factor in it, you would think. But it's just people like you, December, you know, struggling to hit for months. There's a few others too. It makes me feel helpless almost, you know. I feel like I can kind of do something to help some people hit, you know, a little bit more frequently, but some people I just can't help. And it's a crappy feeling because I want to be able to help out everybody. Yeah, it's definitely December's turn. What kind of phone do you have, December? Hey, Sway Collects got it spamming with no Wi-Fi. Heels with ketchup. Eating the shoe. I was like, what is this comment about? Yeah, I'm not sure, Rich J. I mean, I really hope so. I mean, for amount of doves we got, I mean, I had perfect timing today. Let's look at the replay. Like, I don't think I could have had any better timing than I had today, so I'm going to fast forward to like 13 seconds. I crushed it today. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Like, it's like nobody's beating that, I feel like. Because try to vision this by seeing buy now pop up and then clicking it. Like you'd be too slow if you wait for buy now to pop up and then start your click. That's what people don't get, I feel like. They don't realize that I'm starting before I even see buy now. So if you're from Mars, I mean, you should be able to hit one right now. I mean, the aliens have been doing well. Mr. Green, I feel like I can understand that. I even thought they were probably not real until I finally got a rebound. Wow, you got 3. Yes, I believe so. So TY, if it's not clickable for you, you have to kind of go back and come back in every 4 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever it is now. It's a lot harder and kind of unlikely to happen, but it can still pop up once you go back and come back in. That's what I'm so confused. How do people get 3 and some people don't get 1? The 10-second gate worked again. Invisible friend, shout out to you for, you know, because I always feel like you're kind of playing with fire, risking a little bit, waiting that late. But that's the trick. You know, I usually do it with like 30 to 45 seconds left. But you've been crushing it and keep doing it because you've been doing well on them. Damn, I'm late, but got the double on the drop. What I miss? I guess this was one that you could go late for and still get the drop. I guess it didn't sell out right away, which is good news. Hey, Punch, I appreciate this big time, my man. Appreciate this. Shout out to Punch. Oh, man. You know, I'm glad. You know, I think they're, you know, doing a great job. That's the thing about a Comey team, right? I mean, a lot of times people, just because they don't hear from them every few days, they think they're on some kind of island, kicking back, chilling, drinking martinis. Like, they're working hard every day. That's why you don't hear from them. So, yeah, time gate. Let's go. I would say it'd be between Woody or Wonder Woman for me on this one, Knight Rider. Black Panther Ultra Rare is going to do good because I think that Secret Rare will keep going up. But because it's not that highest rarity, I think there's going to be a big gap, kind of like we see with all the Ultra Rares to the Secret Rares. Now, I do think the Ultra Rare will keep climbing as the Secret Rare goes off. But as we see time and time after again, there's usually a bigger gap than there should be. between that secret rare and the ultra rare. And I don't even think Woody's really pumped just yet. I think FA Woody is kind of on the low end. FA Wonder Woman is going to be big too, though. For me, it would be between FA Woody and FA Wonder Woman. I have one of each of these, for disclosure. But if I was to add duplicates right now, I would be more inclined to add FA Woodies. Wow, Kent W got the drop with no gems. It was pretty seamless, no issues at all. This is great to know too. Might be the case, Ketsy. Let's go. Absolutely, Punch. You know, when we start having admissions for these showrooms, I'm going to make sure I'll probably be able to put like a QR or a promo code out there or something like that to where I could be like, you know, anyone, I'll probably be a group chat you could enter, or super followers will probably get a free entry promo code. All my loyal day one supporters of my live streams will probably get some kind of promo code to the free entry to the JD museums. Hajnej, I'm not too sure. I don't think this is the most popular comic book. I don't think it's going to be, you know, Holy Grail, HODL type thing. So maybe people will just flip it for cheap. But I'm a believer that anything under retail won't stay under retail forever. Good to know too, Austin, that you can still, because that's always an issue. You know, there's always a chance that the app could crash, the screen could crash. I've seen it happen with big time collectibles. But it's definitely a good feeling knowing that you can do it, though. It's for these drops that aren't too, you know, important. I think it's a good idea to maybe try some things out like that. Yeah, you're right, Punch. I gotta start a Patreon. Patreon and a Discord. What kind of group, what kind of platform would you guys want if I started, you know, a group? Would you want it on Discord? Would you want it on what kind of platform would you want it on? Let's go, Paul. Yeah, it definitely feels good to get a dub. Oh, so you have the Omi wallet. You mean the secure wallet, Punch? Like the Comey secure wallet? Now, they haven't really touched too much on this recently, but they've talked about this in early AMAs. They've talked about having that Comey secure wallet, the $200 one that you can hold all your cryptos in. That's amazing. But they've also talked about eventually, things probably got delayed on this, but I imagine this will come out someday. They're going to have a smaller secure wallet that'll only hold OMI, not all cryptos. It'll only hold OMI, but also your VeVe NFTs. So, you know, people always talk about, oh, I can't transfer it to my wallet. Well, soon you're going to be able to transfer these to a secure hard wallet. That's all. And they talked about this is going to be one that's a cheaper price, maybe $30. So, again, that's not going to be able to hold all the cryptos, but they've talked about this. So I'm sure it's one of the things that just got delayed. It's probably not on the top priority list right now for them. But I think once they get a couple things that they've been working on, a couple different features, the web app type thing, MTL and all this stuff, I think that's probably when we'll start to see these different features come about. Free meditation showroom entry. Let's go. I probably will have that, Miss Rose. One of my showrooms definitely will be free. That's actually a great idea. Because instead of having every single showroom cost an entry, you know, anybody to help clear the mind, you know, just a nice mental space to come into, that'll probably be a free one. And then anybody who wants to see crazy looking museums, you know, pay a couple gems type thing. Let's vote. I will put a vote. I'll do it like on Instagram, I think, on my IG story. Yeah, I'm not too sure why this pumps Rios. I think shout out to My Collectibles. Everybody's telling me that he made a video on it, and it seemed like that's what caused a lot of people to FOMO into it. So shout out to My Collectibles. You know, he usually pops in, shows a lot of love. You know, great content creator out there. It looks like a lot of people who clicked the tad late got it today too. I'm still probably gonna post me getting one. Facts. We do need a place to detox from the fudders. Yep. And that's kind of what I want to create. I just want to create, you know, a nice positive, you know, group full of people that can chat with each other anytime. You know, just because it's crucial to always, you know, surround yourself with positive energy, because, you know, whether you're positive or not, if you constantly are surrounded with negative people, you're going to start to be negative a little bit. I mean, even I noticed that just the other day. You guys see me all the time, just ignore a lot of the comments, negative stuff. But the other day I wanted to have some fun on Twitter. So for the first time, I just was replying to like all the negative stuff. I was trolling a lot of people back, just having fun with the fudders. But even that, I noticed it just kind of made my energy kind of a little bit more negative than usual. Even though I wasn't really, you know, mad or anything like that, I was kind of having fun with the haters, but still just being around that toxic negative energy made me a little bit more negative than usual. So I think it's always crucial to surround yourself with the positivity. Still hodling that Black Panther comic. What rarity was that? You got a pretty good one too, right? Hey, take it easy, Johnny boy. Johnny West Coast. Palace. Shout out to the Palace. Make sure you guys follow the Palace on YouTube. You know, a bunch of people in the community came together, make awesome content. Oh man, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait to see Rios. Let's go. You know what's funny? I think, you know, shout out to everybody who did great on the timing today. A lot of people are telling me that they pressed late and still got one. So I feel like, you know, we probably didn't have to be perfect. But again, this is crucial just to practice, just to feel it, because it's hard to tell people, yeah, dude, just press before you see the buy now button. It's like, what? What do you mean by that? So these are great, you know, just practice examples to really practice with your body to understand like how and why you click early. Let's go back to watching let's go back to watching NFT Pirates. Let me try to let's see here. Hey. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's go. That's what I want here. Here we go.
That is insane.
Like that. So that's historically relevant. So like Snow White may not be the favorite princess.
I'm gonna tweet this out.
Very historical. Cinderella may not be the favorite princess, but she has historical relevance because of that spin. You know, so they all have their own individual importance. So it's like, how do you value who determines the value, right? And are you going to look at just market cap? Or are you going to look at historical relevance? Like, you know, there's so many ways to weight them of which one should be the best.
Right. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, is that everybody's going to have to start picking as to what's their favorite. And like, I remember the first time I saw Elsa in augmented reality, and I remember I actually got Elsa on the drop, and then I got another one. I only paid $200, and my God, like that NFT is so detailed, it's so incredible. And I don't know if you remember, but I
remember when Elsa dropped. I forgot who it was. Maybe Kurt. I haven't seen Kurt in the longest time, but I remember he was telling me on the live stream, yo, JD, Elsa might look a little better than Dragon Girl. I was like, stop, you know, like, don't be playing with me. And he's like, look at it. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, wow. this is gorgeous. You know, looks amazing. The detail was crazy, and right then I was like, this is different. I need to buy one. $190. Bought. You know? Whew. I think I'm just gonna write one word for my caption. I'm just gonna put an alien. I'm just gonna put an alien for my tweet and just put a bunch of hashtags. Win drop badge. Make sure I have the right video this time.
There was that whole thing with like Walt Disney, the Mickey hat, and Elsa all kind of having some kind of, you know, semblance together, or symbolism rather.
Yeah.
And like, do you still see that potentially like the Walt Disney animation as like, I guess, the most valuable other than Walt and Mickey, or would you say like potentially Star Wars from that first Golden Moment set? Because it seems like it's a close race. It's a close race, right?
Yeah, and just to touch back on the princesses, I personally would value Elsa as the most important because she's the first in NFT form. So like for me, she may not be my favorite, but because she's our first NFT and she was like the kickoff of Disney animation.
Yeah.
Like
that is big.
Today's history, that makes her super important. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I don't. Those three pieces are really interesting, and I don't know how. I personally kind of put them above the other ones because it was like Disney animation, but it's hard to do that too because Star Wars is such a mega brand. Like honestly, it's huge. Like they're all it's like all my favorite kids.
All winners, yeah.
They're all winners, and Star Wars is mega brand, and so again, like that's going to be the biggest thing we get from Star Wars. Obviously, Darth Vader's going to be huge. We get ships, you know, Millennium Falcons, all that stuff's going to be huge. But this will always still be the first. Those two guys will always be the first. So for me, they should be more valuable.
Right. Super interesting, you know, and what a freaking crazy opportunity. Like I remember always looking at like old comic books and cards and being like, these people that were like, you know, in their 60s and 70s, they got the first issued books, and I'm like, man, like that could be our kids in 20 years from now being like these lucky bastards that got onto the blockchain.
You know, everybody wants to call me lucky for getting these drops. They don't want to call me lucky for getting to VeVe when there's 8,000 people. And not only just that, but being lucky enough to go all in, to being able to go all in at that moment. I've been lucky. Everybody here is lucky. You know, like we get the opportunity of a lifetime right now.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Totally.
Like, yeah, and so I think Silicon Secure, you know, said it best when he said, all this stuff is just, you know, they're just data points, and it's the community that makes it valuable, right?
Totally agree.
Yeah, and all collecting principles in the physical realm and everything, it's all about like the first. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still some things that like Bored Ape said are good from community hype, but I think like that is an important collecting principle, and you probably see that with Disney, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like even these little e-ticket booklets up there, like that's a piece of paper, but it's a historical piece of paper because that's how people got to first enjoy Disney parks. And so anybody that owns those things, I haven't personally looked, but I'm sure they're worth money. If they have like a really nice copy that they've, you know, kind of like done the whole like, you know, keeping it safe like we do with comics. If somebody's done that, that's probably worth a lot of money because it's a historical piece. You know, there's old park maps. If you have a park map from the day that Disneyland opened, that's going to be worth money. Little things that you think is just junk or whatever, like could be worth a lot of money. And so, you know, yeah, you don't want to be a hoarder, but like you look at the past and history and then you start thinking like, okay, this could be something. Like this might be something I want to hold on to. And that's what I feel about these NFTs is like, this is something completely different. The world has never seen. We've never seen Disney in this sort of medium. And if I have the first of some of this stuff, like, to me, I think it's just, there's no way that I'm not going to win at this.
Yeah, it's kind of like, to me, I keep saying that. It's like, it almost feels like a game over in a sense, you know? One thing I saw that I wanted to pick your brain about too, that it was really cool, is Disney was like talking about how they're going to incorporate like holograms or something like that in their actual Disney theme parks.
I could see
Already
it.
there.
They're already there. You're saying, right? Like
Yeah,
I've only been once, so I've never like maybe you can just
Wow. I didn't know they already have them. I can't wait to hear what she has to say about this because she probably experiences it all the time. I know for me, I saw a hologram concert of Snoop Dogg and Tupac 10 years ago now, and I was blown away by that technology. It was one of the reasons why I was telling my friends that cell phones will be obsolete one day. It'll be like a physical collectible. It'll be like you have a physical cell phone. Augmented reality is going to be so good. You're going to be looking down with glasses like these on your phone in augmented reality. Now, I was wrong about the timetable. I was saying that in 2011, saying it was going to be here in 5 years, but it's been a decade. But now I feel like that people are ready for this technology. And so I don't know what happened to that technology of those holograms that looked absolutely so real. Maybe Disney bought it, and that's why it's been so quiet.
enlighten me and other people too.
Yeah, there's a couple of rides that have them, and they're really cool. So if you go into Rise of the Resistance, a lot of the new rides have like a pre-show, and you go and you get sort of like they tell you a story. So this is where they're making it such an immersive experience. You go into the pre-show room, and you've been told a story, and then you're going to go on your journey on the ride. And so in Rise of the Resistance, I'm sorry for anybody that hasn't been on the ride. I don't want to give away spoilers, but you go into the pre-show room, and they beam in Rey. And she's talking to you and giving you instructions and telling you what's about to happen and blah, blah, blah. And it's a hologram of her, but you feel like she's right there. It's like, having Princess Leia pressing R2-D2 and then she's that. It's the same sort of thing. Gives me chills. That they're recreating. And then they did the same thing with the new Spider-Man ride. You go into the pre-show room and Peter Parker gets up there. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm in my lab, blah, blah, these spider bots are, getting loose. Help me catch them. And that's an interactive ride. We're actually trying to catch spider bots and you're slinging webs. And so that's another hologram that appears to you. Yeah, it's really cool technology. I love it.
Wow.
So what can they do with, can they put holographic figures of our NFTs one of these days? You just scan your phone, something, because there's already a lot of interactability with your phones at the parks. They have, I haven't personally done it, but they have in the app Play at the Parks, and you can be waiting in line for an old school ride like Peter Pan, and there's this lamp where you can make Tinkerbell. It shows like it's black, like it's there's nothing there, like it's not black, it's lit, but it's foggy, and you can get the fog to disappear, and then she's there, and then you do something on the phone, and you go on the ride. And on John's hat, Tinkerbell appears, but it only appears via you doing this game on the app. And that's an old ride.
There's so much utility that Disney can provide. It's unbelievable. Shout out to VeVe Magic because a lot of the stuff we wouldn't know, but she works with Disney, I believe. She works there. So I'm pretty sure she's there all the time. She understands this. She knows a lot more about it than me. I would say most of us, but speaking for just myself, knows a lot more than I do.
Old ride. Yeah. And look at how they've incorporated technology. So it's like
so cool.
You can totally do that with NFTs. I mean, they're already doing this stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Holy. So what final advice would you give people right now? Because there's a lot of FUD in the community. A lot of people are concerned. Okay, the MTL is not here. There's a lot, and to be fair, there are some legitimate concerns, but I guess what was the advice that you give? I know it's a lot of people say this is a long-term vision, it's a long-term play. But I just I think what people don't understand is these are Disney NFTs. It doesn't matter which way you want to shake it. They were all immutable first. They hit the blockchain first. VeVe was the first to have the official license with them in terms of minting. So what is there anything that you'd want to tell the community on that?
Yeah, I would just say why did you buy them in the first place? You believed in it, right? So if you believe in them, I don't feel like your belief should be shaken. I have been listening in a lot in the conversations, but I have purposely just been listening because I don't feel the need to get up and talk about it. So I'm taking in bits and pieces, and I'm really, really grateful to our community because there are a handful of people that, even when all that's happening, they're very positive, and they are very good at reminding people, look what you have. I know, yes, there's some issues, but we have encountered issues since the beginning of this app. It is still a very, very young app.
One of the biggest problems that we've encountered, people said VeVe was finished, done. when we had 8,000 people March 1st, we wake up 4 weeks later, April 1st, 180,000 users. Uh-oh. App can't hold this much. You know, VeVe's done. People said VeVe's sinking. Well, guess what? Some delays happened. Re-engineered the app to hold this many people, and we moved on. You know, we got through it. Obstacles are going to come up in the future. Guess what? We're going to get through it. You know, like,
it's still new technology, and they're doing their best to work through it. And so just remind yourself of where, I mean, especially for the OGs, a lot of the OGs understand, so they're not shaken, right? And I appreciate them getting up and sharing their experiences, because when you hear the stories of how this app first started and how drops first started and how you be trying to get a drop for an hour and you're, you know, the phone is glitchy, you know, you better be in the app an hour before the drop or else you're not getting into the app. All that kind of stuff, that's only a year ago, less than a year ago, that you couldn't even log in to get a drop.
Yeah.
So they have been making improvements every step of the way, and they're going to continue. So, like, for me, I believe in VeVe, the brand. I know these guys are working their butts off, and I believe in the brands I'm investing in, because these brands aren't going away anytime soon. They're never, like, Disney's a brand. Like, they practically own the world. You know, like, they're not going anywhere. And to say that you own the first of these things, just remember that. Like, just buckle up and hang on tight and just remember what you have and have confidence in that. Like, I have never been shaken in my investment. Have I been a little weary, or, you know, do I get a little nervous about what's going on? Yeah. Do I think they're going to fail? No, I don't. Like, every company goes through growing pains. Every single company.
Exactly.
So,
Wow, well said. I mean, especially a company that's pioneering the space. But my gosh, if you want your, you know, daily fix of positivity, you know, intelligence and optimism, I mean, VeVe Magic's the one. So make sure to follow her on Twitter. She does do a lot of spaces, so it's really cool, because I often just pop in and listen to you speak, and I thought it was so important for, you know, your voice to be heard, and you know, just so many things that I feel like I still need to pick your brain on. So I definitely want to have you back. But really appreciate you, you know, spending some time with me today and letting the community know all this stuff.
thank you. This is fun. I feel like I got myself pumped up too. Like, just listening to myself talk, I'm like, yes, you're right. Like,
you are.
Too.
And I feel like I need, if next time I go to Disneyland, I'm gonna contact you, because I feel like, yeah, like, I feel like you're gonna give me the lay of the land.
Let me go over the market real quick. Thanks for letting me know it's up. Good to know. Good to know. Kind of like this. I feel like, because all the attention's not pointing to me, like, there's other stuff to look at. Like, we have a whole interview. I feel like that's a little bit better than when I just have me up on the screen. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Do you guys like it when I stream when there's, like, I'm in a little window, or do you guys like it better when I stream and I'm like the main, the only person in the window? We have the comments still below retail, 548. Interesting to see that. Looks like we still have some non-profile picture private accounts. We got the uncommon at $7. We have the rare at $16.99. We got the ultra rare at $46. We got the secret rare at $150. Did mine get delivered yet? Nope. I still have one pending delivery. I'm feeling a secret rare today. Why do I feel like I'm getting a secret rare? Maybe ultra rare? I said before the stream, you know, I was talking about these two. If I get an ultra rare or secret rare, I'm going to lose my mind. Even though it's not that valuable, it's just like, what's happening? You know? So the commons, there's still a lot to be delivered. 12.7K out of 20.9K left. The uncommons, 3K out of 4.9K left to be delivered. The rare, 1.3 out of 2.2K left to be delivered still. Appreciate that, Ken Dub. See, Rios, I can only imagine. I mean, if you can imagine it, I believe that VeVe will have it one day. So Halo would be amazing. He's sleeping on my boy, Sebastian and Flounder. Man, Palace, I'm rooting for that to go up, especially just because I got one on the drop, pretty low mint again. So I'm trying to flip that for a decent amount and buy back the floor, because I don't really need a low mint Flounder. I'd rather, you know, pocket the difference of gems right there. Not pocket, but reinvest those gems from the difference. Oh man, is this their new saying? To instead of saying like it, smash the like button. Instead of saying slapping the like button. Is this too soon? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious, man. Always getting 3-digit mints. 3-digit Johnny. Shout to Not Sure. He said, end of 3-digit. VeVe gods are different in your country. Crazy, right? It's crazy I haven't hit a secret rare comic yet for all the comics I got. But like I said before, I'm not complaining about that because I've been blessed. I've gotten a secret rare blind box collectible. I've gotten 2 big secret rare collectibles on the drop, old school drops before the blind boxes. So definitely not complaining. Mano Van De Waal, appreciate you big time, brother. Sorry I didn't see your DM before. I just followed you.
And I've only been once. I mean, it was an amazing experience, so I'd love to do it again.
That'd be fun. I can't wait for us to have like a VeVe meetup. I know they are going to do the Anaheim convention and then go, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to go because that'll be so much fun.
We need a New York one.
I don't remember.
Okay, that's what
I think it was last year. So like, Alex.
We need a South Jersey, Atlantic City VeVe convention. Let's go.
Just talking about it.
Atlantic City is only like 30 minutes from me.
It was fall, but it was really, really hot.
Okay, yeah. Because like I said, we get screwed here in Canada, man. Like there's like they weren't at the Toronto one. It was so small, but yeah,
oh.
I know. So, anyways, thanks so much for your time, and yeah, let's do this again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Hey, shout out to Pirates. Shout out to VeVe Magic. That was an awesome live stream that they just did. I guess I could stop sharing my screen. I'm not sure if that's going to mess things up or not. Hopefully this doesn't cancel out the live stream. If it does, I'll talk to you guys later, but I don't think it will. Let me just check this out real quick. Boom. All right, we're still live. Good to know. Good to know. Cool. So I just wanted to give that disclosure in case I did just exit out everything. Hey, Getsy's only about 2 hours. That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have to have an AC VeVe meetup one day. I got to be able to travel, on plane. When we go to London and all these different places, I think I got to meet up with some of the VeVe fam because I'm not traveling on the plane by myself. Unless David, Dan Crothers, and Al Khan want to pick me up on their private jets. But it's one of those things where I don't mind flying if I'm with like a group of people or something like that. But flying alone, I'm really not about it. I'd rather not. It's one of those things, unless I absolutely had to. But otherwise, I'd rather not fly alone. We going to London? We might have to. We might have to. Let's give an update. It's not sure. It's asking if it's a secret rare. I hope, man. I don't know what it is just yet. Let me check one more time. Maybe it got delivered. I'm feeling a secret rare. I'm feeling an ultra rare. FOMO bought ultra rare for 40. I mean, $40 for an ultra rare, even for a not great comic, seems cheap, man. Oh yeah, Getsy, especially kids flying. Yeah, that'll get expensive real fast. That's a whole trip in itself. London meetup. Hey, JT, where do you live? I forget where you live. Oh, still pending. 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. It's crazy because I feel like I tell my strategy all the time. I say everything all the time. This person says, see, yours goes 3, 2, 1, buy now. Mine goes 3, 2, 1, 0, buy now. You guys tell me. This is the video he replied to. What does it go? 3, 2, 1, 0, buy now. Like, people literally can't see that it goes 3, 2, 1, 0, buy now. It does not go 3, 2, 1, buy now. Like normally I wouldn't even respond to these, but sometimes I'm just like, does the conspiracy theory throw your head off that far that where you're not seeing it goes 3, 2, 1, 0 buy now? Like, oh, Lehigh. I had a buddy who went to college at Lehigh. Let's go, JT. From Philly. Yeah, it's not far at all. 215. I'm like 20 minutes from Philly, depending on traffic. Like, if I was to get to the Philly Stadium right now, 11:50, I could probably get to a parking lot at the Philly Stadium in like 15 to 20 minutes right now. Yeah, Punch. I have to hit you up. Tell me about this, the news or whatever it is that you want to tell me about. When do we get live market updating? What do you mean by this, Ronnie Leto? You mean like a notification for when the market becomes live? I'll leave that with my granny. Kind of want to just stay on live until I get mine delivered. We got the common going back up, 537. Got the uncommon 670. Got the rare 18. Got the ultra rare 39. Again, a lot of these haven't been delivered yet. Secret rare is 154. I'll go over how many stuff to be delivered for each. A little bit over half. 10.9K of the commons still have to be delivered. 2.6K of the uncommons have to be delivered still. 1.1 of 2.2K left of the rares have to be delivered. 498 of 950 ultra rares have to be delivered. And 264 of the 506 secret rares have to be delivered still. Hey, the Wells Fargo. Let's go. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Real-time market updating, like stock market sites. Yeah, Ronnie Lido, I think it's probably when the web app comes. I know the web platform is something that they've been really excited about, and we're all anticipating the web platform for multiple reasons. You know, whether that's creating showrooms in there eventually, people being able to swap their ETH to OMI to go shopping in there eventually, you know, the payout system in there, like just a lot of things that we're excited for with the web app. Oh, low mid comment. Yeah, don't want the 3-year-old ruining the trip. Oh, you called her your dragon girl. That's funny. You got to leave her with the granny too, Miss Rose. 4-digit under retail. Yeah, I mean, anything under retail, I don't think it's going to stay under retail. Now, this is confusing, Ronnie Leto. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go for drops on the app. I feel like if that's the case, that'll probably open it up to bots and everything like that. I'm not too sure on the technical side of that. I feel like there's a lot more people a little bit more tech savvy than me that would have an understanding of you know, if that could happen or not. But yeah, I'm not too sure if the web app would allow people to go for drops on there. But either way, once the web app is here, I don't think we're going to be doing the drops the same way we're doing them now. There's only a limited time left where it's like first come, first serve. You got to be quick to press the buy now. Soon it's going to be that 15-minute waiting room where it's, instead of buy now, it's probably going to say enter now. And you can enter the room and then 15 minutes are up. Boom, it randomly distributes that collectible or comic to everybody. And that's why I think the Master Collector program will be huge, because you're going to be able to buy those lottery tickets to increase those chances. I had this debate, you know, Pats or Cheetos on big collectibles. That makes more sense, Getsy. I could see, yeah, if the drop system's on the web app, it'll probably be once that new waiting system, the waiting room's there, because also that's when the Master Collector program I think will roll out too. Facts. You know what's funny? I feel like South Jersey has pizza on lock, though. You know, I feel like there's a lot of great pizza places where when you go around the country, I feel like I didn't realize, because I don't travel that much, to where a lot of different places don't have, you know, the best pizza. A lot of times people say, oh, they missed the pizza back in Jersey. I was like, wow, really? You missed something from Jersey? Yeah, just moving around, I think will be better overall. Definitely, Ronnie. A lot of people are going to be probably using the VeVe app majority of the time on the desktop, whether that's just moving around in the marketplace looking for comics, collectibles, even just the. I know for me, the showrooms. I've gotten pretty good now moving around with my thumbs in the showrooms, but for majority of people, it's going to be way easier, I think, to use your mouse. What's the pizza spot in South Jersey? Oh, so there's a place in my town. A couple of places I feel like. A couple places. I would say, you know, overall, I would say. All right, this is just my personal opinion. A lot of people may disagree. Overall, I feel like New Jersey has pretty good pizza, but just in my town, there's a small little place called, shout out to Pizza Garden out there. You know, I like their regular pizza. But then if I had to choose buffalo chicken pizza, that's probably one of my favorite types of pizza. All different types of buffalo chicken too. There's like the shredded buffalo chicken. There's like buffalo chicken where you have actual like chunks of chicken on there. I feel like this place called Pizza Italia. Not sponsored yet. But there's a couple of places by me I feel like I go to way too many times. I'm getting kind of fat now. How to watch my diet. Whoa, okay. I'll have to go check out Ohio. I feel like New York probably, yeah, Punch. Yeah, New York probably has great pizza too. I'm from New York City. Some of the best pizza I had was in South Jersey, he said, though. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like I don't know what it is, you know. Bagels, I would say North Jersey, New York. But for whatever reason, I feel like pizza, you know, it does pretty well down south. I've never heard of this place, JT. Wildwood Crest. Are you talking about the shore, Wildwood? Wildwood, Ocean City. There's a lot of good places down there. I'm going to have to check out Ohio, though. I'd like to see where New Jersey's ranked. Jersey has to be ranked like the top 5 states, I would say. If it's not delivered yet, I'm going to sign off. Not delivered yet. All right, so since it's not delivered just yet, if it's something good, or even something, you know, not the best, even if it is, you know, whatever mint, whatever, or it is a low mint. I forgot it is a low mint. So even if it's a comment, I'll be happy. But whatever the rarity is, I will post it out there on the community feed. I'll make a post on YouTube for you guys to check it out. Maybe it's a comment. I'll be happy with a comment. I'll be happy with the ultra rare secret rare 3-digit. Either way, you know, I appreciate you guys big time for tuning in today. You know, great live stream. You know, I'm glad I could check out NFT Pirates, VeVe Magic's interview as well. You know, anytime you post a video with anyone, whether that be Silicone, Secure, anyone like that, always try tuning in, you know, watching, seeing the insight of everybody. I think it's always good that everybody else does as well too. Yeah, for some reason it punch. It's crazy because that's kind of been like the bash on South Jersey is like, don't eat their cardboard tasting bagels. And I would have to kind of agree, you know. I mean, I still don't think it's terrible down south, but I would say there's definitely a big difference between the North Jersey bagels and I'm sure the New York bagels compared to down south. Everyone says that the water and like the has to do with like the dough and everything. I feel like it would, or like the bread. I feel like it would transition into the pizza too. I'm surprised it doesn't, but yeah, Paul, appreciate you guys big time. We don't know what the next announcement collectible drop is going to be from VeVe. I'm excited to share that announcement. We know Rewind's dropping now the 31st too, so that's not official, but once VeVe tweets it out, that'll become official. Delays could happen, so you never know, but I'm excited. You know, if it's a Rewind drop again, House of Cards. I'm keeping my Clio, my gold Clio card. May get rid of that Amelia. You guys probably saw me list it a few times. I've delisted a few times too. I think I may end up eventually selling that. I just didn't want to break my set. I hate breaking sets, but I may do it. We'll see. But till then, I'll catch you guys later. I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.